Now, I've been on YouTube for over 13 years and I've had multiple channels. I had a channel that got to about 5,000 subscribers, but then I quit. I think I've had about 10 channels. Yesterday, I actually found 2 channels that I completely forgot I'd even created. And I was like, whoa. So I thought it'd be fun to look back at my journey and see how YouTube's impacted my life in ways that maybe even I didn't realize until I sat down and was like, I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for YouTube. So going all the way back to the very beginning, the very first video I uploaded to YouTube was when YouTube was a brand new website. The most views people got on there was like 20, 30 views, and I uploaded a video, it got over 200 views, and then I deleted it and freaked out because I thought, what if people from work see it? This was when YouTube first launched, and I have no way of finding that video. Maybe one day if I can dig it out of an old computer, I'd love to be able to look back at that moment. But I say 13 years because that's where I've actually still got a channel where I can look back at the data and be like, oh yeah, this probably was the point where I started YouTube full time. So I started my first YouTube channel in 2011. I was kind of going nowhere in life. I liked watching YouTube. I'd been looking at YouTube since it started. And I always thought I'd like to get involved in that, but I was kind of coasting through life, as I'm sure most people do. I was stuck in a dead-end job. But then in my life, a big event happened, let's just say, and it kind of changed my life. And I was like, it's something you don't think about when you're young, is that life can just end at any moment. And that was kind of the thing where I was like, oh, do I want to just go through life and constantly be thinking, oh, we should have done this or we should have done that? And also I think I was very lonely at the time. I was just kind of stuck. Didn't really have loads of friends. And I was like, if I do YouTube, it's kind of a way to reach out, put myself out there, try something. It didn't do too badly. I was kind of surprised. I got into it. The only thing I'd say looking back, like it's hard even now. I cannot watch my old videos, maybe at some point. It's something I will do, but I was very fake. I was very like a presenter, very like over the top. Now I'm somebody who people would describe my personality as very like straight faced, dry sense of humor. But on YouTube, I was like a children's TV presenter because probably back in 2011, 2012, YouTube was very different and there was no kind of understanding of what it was. It's like you just put yourself out there, throw yourself into the deep end and see what happens. If you want an example of what it was like, hopefully this isn't going to blow the microphone up, but it would be like, hi and welcome back to my channel. My name's Ross and today we're going to be doing this and talking about that. Kind of a bit like how Mr. Beast is now. And I'm not criticising anyone who does that. I'm a nervous person. I'm not very confident, which is something people say when you do a YouTube channel. Is wow, I can't believe, I'm just going to move my giant cup of coffee there because I'm worried that there's steam going to be going onto the lens. But people say, wow, you're really confident for having a YouTube channel. But the truth is, and I've been to YouTube gatherings over the years, people who make YouTube videos are generally, as a rule, loners, people who aren't confident. This is definitely going back for people who've been on the platform for a long time. People who don't have many friends. And if you ever go to a YouTube gathering, you'll see it's full of freaks. And I mean that in the nicest way. It's like freaks and weirdos, people who didn't fit in at school. Because the chances are, if you are popular at school, if you have a lot of friends and all these kinds of things, you've got a full-time job, maybe you've got a family, the chances are you're either not going to have enough time to do YouTube or you're going to be so worried about what your friends and family think. So you're going to be like, I'm not going to put myself out there because I've already got an existing social circle, and for me to put myself out there would disrupt things. That's why you see a lot of people like me when I started my channel. That's why I started my channel, I guess. I was on my own, not very confident. But you can fake confidence being a YouTuber because here right now it's just me and a camera and I can do that. Doing YouTube definitely boosted my confidence at the beginning and probably even now still get nervous just a tiny bit, but not like if I was to stand on a stage in front of 1,000 people. I like that first video I did on this channel, it got 30,000 views. If I was to stand in front of 30,000 people, I don't think I could do it. But online, it's different. I'm in the safety of my own home. I'm in control of the content. I can edit it. Even if I didn't edit it, it's like, it's just control. It's like me here. So that's why I started YouTube. And obviously by starting, I learned some skills. So first of all, it boosted my confidence. I started learning about how to use a camera, how to film videos, learning about sound and lighting and all these things, seeing what's popular, what people enjoy to watch, and all these skills build up. You don't realise, like I used to work in TV, and when I worked in television, I was shocked coming from YouTube and all these kinds of things where if you were on a production with like 50 people in television, everyone has their own job. Nobody can do that job. It's like, this is my job. I don't do anything else. If you're a sound person, you do sound. There's no like chipping in. If the sound person doesn't turn up, the whole production doesn't go ahead. Whereas YouTube, you literally do everything. Camera, lighting, sound, video editing. Usually at the start, you're doing everything. You're responsible for all of it, including researching, scripting, the thumbnails, all these kinds of things. So you're learning skills. That's something you maybe don't consider at the start. You're learning skills. Now, after I'd been on YouTube for a while, I was like, do you know what? I started this because I was lonely. I probably still am kind of lonely. And I would also think, as I was still quite young at the time, maybe in my early 20s, I thought, I think I should maybe go to university, which is something I never wanted to do. And because I left school at 16, I had to then go to college to be able to get the qualifications to be able to be accepted into university. So I went to college for 2 years. Again, this is something I did because of YouTube. And I then ended up going to university. Now, one thing I will say is when you go to college or university and you have a YouTube channel, especially if people know about it, it can be awkward if you're used to being on your own and then you're around people and people are like, oh, I'm just sitting here watching your video. That's an awkward experience. And when you go from being on your own to then having a lot of friends or you're doing lots of different things, you will probably find you've suddenly got less time for doing YouTube. Now, after I went to college and university, which was 5 years of my life, I started working in TV, and it was about this point I kind of realised I was like, I don't have time to do YouTube anymore. I kind of quit as usual. I was like, can't keep doing this, but doing YouTube got me to working in television. Back when I actually started my YouTube channel, when I had less than 1,000 subscribers, all the way back in, I think it was 2011, 2012. Channel 4, which is a television channel in the UK, was reaching out to content creators to try and find out how they could start working with content creators or how they could utilize basically YouTube or online platforms. So they invited maybe 10 YouTubers and I was one of them. So I went to London, never been to London before, went to this event. And that was like a thing where it's like, oh, I never would have done that if it wasn't for YouTube. So there's also the friends that you'll make and the people you will meet. So right now, starting this YouTube channel, I've now started it back in March. I speak to a few people on a regular basis that if I hadn't started this YouTube channel, I would never have met them. So I'm building online friends, and I would class them as friends in real life, which is good because when you do YouTube, if eventually you can reach out to people or you do make connections, doing YouTube is hard, especially on your own. And people, your family, your friends, won't understand how hard it is, how time consuming it is. And if you do have other people who make videos that you're friends with, then that is a big bonus because it definitely helps you understand and learn from them. But also just kind of if you need someone to be like, oh, I'm literally sick of doing this. I've had this problem today or that problem today. It's just good, you know, other people in your life might not understand it. So when I went to work in television, and this was kind of a moment that changed my life again a little bit, somebody said to me, I remember this clear as day, I was on an aeroplane. And as I say, I think I'd kind of gone through life, especially in them situations, you get a job and you're like, you want people to like you. I suppose it's like that on YouTube. This guy said to me, he was like, Ross, you do realise people like you when you're miserable because of your dry sense of humour. He was like, you don't have to be over the top. He was like, stop worrying and thinking if people like you. He was like, just be yourself. He was like, you're one of the funniest people I've met. He was like, so to me, that gave me a big confidence boost, and also carrying that through into YouTube. It's like, I've got to be myself because there's only one of me and there's only one of you. And not to go off topic, but this is why AI generated YouTubers. Oh, they get on my nerves. So after I stopped working in television, I moved back home and kind of got sick of it. in many ways for lots of different reasons. I'm sure I'll talk about it at some point. I was working freelance at the time. I didn't have a job lined up, so I thought I'd go home for a couple of weeks, and then that then turned into a year. I then decided to start another YouTube channel. I was like, I don't want to go back to my old YouTube channel. Like say, I felt like I'm not the same person I was back then. The content I was making, I didn't enjoy it, and I do feel guilt. It's like, oh, I feel guilt to them subscribers, but I was like, got to start a new channel, focus on the things I know about, which is media. So I started a new YouTube channel. I put a lot of effort into it. Like I was making, obviously made some crap videos. And then I was like, no, I've got to really make high quality videos. So I made a couple. You didn't get any views at all. Like YouTube now is pretty good. Like if you're a YouTuber now, sometimes you will just get lucky where YouTube will push your video out, which never used to happen. So if you started a new YouTube channel a few years ago, you definitely would get 0 views or 1 view or 2 view, and that would be it. You had to build up a channel, get subscribers, and that's how you increased your views, by your subscribers watching your videos, and then that will push you further into the algorithm. Whereas now, YouTube kind of treats every video on YouTube as an individual video, and it'll test it, and if it doesn't do well, you're finished. Not permanently, but just that video. That's why you see on the graph, sometimes it shoots up and then it's just a flat line forever because YouTube's tested and it's like, I don't have the audience for this right now. And it might test it again at another point. So the channel that I started got 0 views. Didn't really get any subscribers. I was like, I can't keep doing this. I've got to find a job. And that's exactly what I did. I just put it to one side. I was like, that's it. I've tried. It didn't work. Who cares? It's like I tried. If we fast forward now, fast forward a couple of years, and I was sat on the sofa one night and I looked at my phone. I couldn't even remember how to log into this channel. It took me a little bit of time. I just abandoned it. And what had happened, which shocked me, is one of the videos got like 50,000 views. Some of the other videos got thousands of views, and it added up to about 75,000 views. And I'd completely missed that spike because, as I say, I'd logged out that YouTube channel. I never went back to it, never looked at it. And I was like, oh, imagine if I'd just kept going with that channel, making content and suffering with no views, and then that video took off. If I'd have had hundreds of videos on that channel, who knows where I'd have been. Maybe it would have been my full-time job now. But it is hard. I do understand it. It's really hard when you have no views. When you have no subscribers, it's really demoralizing. But that's why I wanted to make this video, just explaining that all these little things that have happened in my life have all been because of YouTube. Having a channel, even though I didn't have many views, many subscribers, these things in my life, even living in this house now, all the little decisions I've made kind of come back to YouTube. So after I seen that channel had took off, I was like, I need to get back to YouTube. But of course, it took me another year to actually get started. So I was like, do I really want to do YouTube again? I thought, a way that I could earn money would be video editing. So that's what I started doing, video editing freelance, working with YouTubers, some who are really successful, sometimes with channels with no subscribers, just taking the jobs that I could get. And the one thing I learned from doing that and working with other people is you learn a lot of things about YouTube that's not from your perspective. So it's really useful tool for learning, is because you're meeting people you maybe would never have seen before or interacted with, and you can learn a lot from them. But it kind of made me think, and I was sat there and I was like, I'm editing some of these videos and it's like, I want to get back to doing YouTube. It's like, I enjoy making videos, I miss making videos. So that was really through video editing. I was like, get back to YouTube, get back on it. And obviously I started this channel. So emotional. And obviously I started this channel and it took off, which was unexpected. And then you kind of know the rest of the story. I'm back now making videos. That's kind of my story. There's a lot of things I've left out, like my original channel was focused probably on LGBT content. Or I would say that when I was younger, I used to think I was gay. And then the last video I made on that channel was coming out as bisexual. It was kind of one of them journeys where I went to school when I was basically 3 years old, so a year before most of the people, because my birthday is at the end of August, which meant I was going to school with people who were like almost a year older than me in my class. And I think when I was at school and growing up, I was kind of developing as like, oh, other people have got girlfriends, other people are interested in this, but really I didn't think about it at the time. I was like, I was just a bit slower than most of the people, and I thought I was gay, and I went down that path. I was making content about being gay, and now it's really awkward to look back on, because actually, and I didn't really discover this until later on, even though I kind of knew in the back of my head, I was like, I'm not gay, I'm bisexual, and obviously now I have a girlfriend, we have a baby together, so life's very different. All my videos on that channel are private, but maybe one day I'll go back to it and revisit it. I did download a clip for a video that I was working on yesterday, and I was like, oh, this is so hard to watch because it's just a very different person. I seem a lot happier, but I know it's just fake because I was faking it. I was faking my happiness. Like, this is my face. When I speak to people, I always remember on RuPaul's Drag Race a few years ago, there's a guy, I forget his name now, and he was performing on stage, and then when he was getting critiqued, everyone was like, you looked miserable and you hated it. And then he was saying, I don't understand. It's like I was having the time of my life, but everyone thought I was miserable. And it's like, that's just me. I'm the same person. People think Ross is miserable. He looks really angry. I'm not talking about now, but I mean in the real world. But this is just how I look. I can't control it. And if I went around like, I'd get locked up. Do you understand? I think you do. So going forward, what is the future for me? I don't know, but it's exciting to find out. I just wanted to make this video because if you're struggling on YouTube as a creator, you're worried that you're not getting views, you feel down and depressed because you're going on YouTube Studio and it's giving you the bad news you don't need to hear. Just remember, keep doing it. Don't ever give up. The numbers and things will come in time, if you keep doing it. And even if they don't, you're learning skills. You're doing something productive with your time. I'm sure some of your friends will be like, oh, what are they doing that for? And then they sit at home all day doing nothing, watching television. You're putting yourself out there, so don't give up. I'm not going to give up this time. I've given up too many times before. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, hype the video when that becomes available. And I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.